Nick Rothquell first heard the term dadpreneur in conversation on a business cruise.
It merges the world of entrepreneurship, which is really being your own boss, with the role of dad. I like it because it prioritises being a dad, which is what I'm really passionate about.
Between changing nappies, Nick runs a tuition company for primary and high school students on Sydney's northern beaches.
It's something that never leaves you. You know, your business is really like another child, because you do have to look after it, but you're also passionate about it.
Nick does the most part of his work at night.
I didn't want to be that dad. I didn't want to be the guy who, worked a corporate job and got stuck in that. So I kind of built this business so that I would be able to work with my kids at home.
Psychologist Dr. Cliff Powell says there are competing pressures that make it difficult for dads to spend the time they'd like to with their children.
If you've got a mortgage to pay and you're struggling financially, and a lot of people are in our society and in Western culture generally, I think, you'd love to have more time with your kids, but we've got to have a house and we've got to pay the bills.
Brett Batchelor is one of approximately 144,000 stay-at-home dads in Australia. This figure is over 2.5 times higher than in 2003.
My dad was very traditional in a way. He was a builder. He was work from 6 in the morning till 5 at night, and was during the weekdays was never there until after we all ate dinner.
Dads are choosing to stay at home during the first few years of their children's lives, rather than paying $60 to $160 a day on childcare.
Being a stay-at-home dad kind of just made sense, and family daycare is not really an affordable thing.
Australia's minimum wage is $640.90 a week, and while Brett is studying construction online, the costs of childcare are not viable.
I think it's great that there's a model that breaks out of some sort of stereotype and just allows boys growing up, where dad's in the home cooking and all of that, to be interested in cooking. That's something Dad did.
An involved father improves a child's self-worth and social development.
They're always getting cues about how they fit into this world and their value as a person, and all of that from the people around them. So a significant person is their father.
Fathers who break away from their traditional role face discrimination.
People judge you a bit. If I take Tilly for a walk down to the shops and pushing the pram around, and you get all the mums and old people looking at the shops, like looking at you funny.
Nick says that often he is the only father at a playgroup or shopping centre during the week.
The struggles of being a stay-at-home dad are the same struggles of being an entrepreneur, in that it's quite a lonely journey.
In the UK, parental leave now allows both parents to share up to 50 weeks of paid leave. In Australia, dads are given 2 weeks paternity leave.
It's also good for wives and mothers not to be caught necessarily in the old stereotype. But I know it can be a problem sometimes too, because actually there is some resentment by one or the other, and they're not really completely at peace about it.
There's still that stigma around stay-at-home dads, and dads need to go out and work.
Father support groups are very few in number, and change tables in men's bathrooms are non-existent. However, these dads would prefer a gender-neutral parenting focus.
A parents group might have been a better idea.
As for the change table debate,
we always use family bathrooms. So, but provided the family restrooms aren't available, which, in most kind of shopping centres they are these days. It is tough. There have been times, I think, when we've travelled overseas, and I've just had to kind of put her next to the sink and change her nappy there.
New generations of fathers are more involved with their children than ever before. Dads spend 7 times more time with their children than in the 1970s.
If it's not a big issue for the parents, it won't be a big issue for the kids. For the most part, they'll love it.